Our Gulf Coast MakerCon 2015 coverage is proudly powered by the Microsoft Store. Go ahead and imagine presenting the thinnest and lightest Surface ever, the Surface 3. The perfect balance of performance and value for students, families, and more. Pre-order yours today or check out all the other latest gadgets at f5live.tv/Microsoft.
Somebody new next to us? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Holt, and I'm from Suncoast Science and Faulhaber FAB LAB in Sarasota, Florida. And I brought toys with me.
Excellent. Toys are always good.
Yes. So we are a fabrication laboratory in Sarasota, and we basically are open to not only the general public, but also entrepreneurs and to companies to come and prototype and make things and learn from each other.
Very cool.
And in addition to that, we also have two other kind of components to our overall center. One of them is educational outreach. So we go to schools all over the place and actually take over their classrooms.
Sweet.
Yeah. And we do hands-on science with their kids.
Probably planned. You don't just like walk in and hijack a classroom.
Sometimes I do.
Teacher out.
But only the ones that I know.
know.
Yeah. Only the ones I know. I'll do that too. But no, most of the time it's planned. And I said most.
95.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, right around in there. So we go into the classroom. And we do everything from shows like Organs on Parades, where the kids actually get to touch actual brains and put their fingers in hearts and things like that, and learn about all of the systems.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
To bringing in robots and actually teaching the kids how to program and code. So everything in between, all areas
Awesome.
of science, technology, engineering, and math.
It's amazing.
And then we also have another program that's actually free to teachers in Sarasota and Manatee County. It's a science lending library, which are these wonderful little kits.
Yep.
And you fill them with all the stuff that are aligned to the teacher's curriculum. So the kids can do hands-on exploration in the classroom, and that's free. So I come and drop it off to the classroom, teach a teacher how to use it if they don't know how, and then pick it back up when they're done.
We actually had a conversation on the show last year about that one.
Yeah.
See, I wish that, like, when I was younger, that they started having that kind of stuff, because, like, I like being hands-on. And, like, I know, like, it's harder to get girls into science. And, like, I'm very visual with,
Yes,
like, what I do.
and tactile.
like, when you're, like, sitting there reading a textbook, like, it's not as helpful as actually seeing it work or seeing something happen.
Yeah.
And it's
You
great.
have to do it and experience it to really understand.
Yeah.
I was like that too. I learned backwards. So you give me something and I can take apart and reverse engineer.
Yes.
And I can work backwards to theory from there. And most kids learn like that. And most adults learn like that.
And
they learn best that way.
I think that's very good in, like, promoting STEM. Like, just showing
Absolutely.
you is very helpful.
Absolutely.
So you've brought toys.
I did. I brought toys. So some of the machines that we have in the lab, we have much more than just 3D printers. We have all kinds of different toys and apparatus to play with. So we've got 3D printers, vinyl cutters, laser etchers, digital embroidery machines,
Ooh.
which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So you can actually, let's say that you want to put a picture of your dog on a towel. Some people might want to do that.
Sure.
Okay. So you can take this picture of your dog, send it to the company that makes the machine. They digitize it for you in an embroidery fashion.
Yep.
Send it back to you on a USB. You stick it in the side of the machine, and the machine comes up and tells you, okay, these are the colors you're going to need, 1 through 24 or whatever it is. And they say, put in color number 1. Throw it in the machine, press go.
Wow.
And it does its thing, and when it's done, it tells you, put in color 2 number now. So you switch it out, and it keeps on going to town, and then at the end, you've got your dog on towel. Kind of exciting.
It really
for
is.
some people, especially in Sarasota, because people in Sarasota love their dogs.
All right. I on a whim, I almost ended up with a digital embroidery machine. At one point, I had an opportunity to get one, and I'm like,
So you could come to Sarasota and use ours, right?
There we go.
There you go.
That way I don't have to have one in my personal possession.
That's right, because really, how often are you going to do that?
I would
Probably
do
not
shirts for the show probably pretty frequently,
There you
but
go.
that would be the extent of it.
There you go. So yeah, just come pay us a very small membership fee, and then you can, use it all the time.
Sweet.
So these are
Much
some of the
better.
other toys that I brought. So this one was done on our CNC mill. So this actually started off as just a slug of metal.
I was going to say, that one's metal, that's not 3D printed.
No.
That's the one I want to hear about.
Yeah. So this one right here is actually done on our mill. So
Okay.
you will actually go in a 3D program, do your model, and then you send that digital file to the machine, and it will cut it out for you. So the end, I think by your finger, has a hole in it. Yes. So that's where it attaches to the machine. So it goes right on the machine, and then it turns it, and at the same time there's a drill bit that comes down. Start with a big one first, and it etches away all the big chunks of material first.
Gotcha.
And then you keep changing out the drill bit heads till it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and you can get all this fine, wonderful detail.
The detail in it is
there.
Really, really
phenomenal.
Like you can see like the nails and like the fine like
lines in the hands and the knuckles and everything.
So I would imagine the design process is probably similar to the design process for building a file for a 3D printer.
Yep, all the same. So 3D, all 3D modeling. So we've got things like this. We've got a CNC router as well for making cabinets and doors and things for your home.
Very nice.
And then these are our 3D printed items. And the reason I brought them is because I know that y'all have probably seen a ton of 3D printing today, right?
Yep.
And most of those are like MakerBot style machines that don't have a support material. So I brought you ours because ours is a little different. And it's a commercial machine for prototyping. So it actually has a support material in it. So you can see, like, this is, you can't see who he is underneath, but this is Frankenstein, the working stiff.
Okay.
Right? So this is what Frankenstein, an artist actually did this as part of their project. What would Frankenstein look like if he had a normal 9-to-5 job like the rest of us? Right? So he's got his briefcase in here and his little coffee mug.
Okay.
And he's got the pot belly going on, right? And he's got glasses on here, the big nerd glasses, which are great, and geeky glasses. But so your coffee cup here, actually you have nothing on the bottom to be able to print to when you get to that point, because 3D printing, you're laying down from the bottom and going up. Well, this is a support material that it lays down at the same time. Then when it gets up here, it can start laying down the ABS plastic. Then beauty of this is that all of your ABS ends up exactly where you want it on your drawing. It doesn't droop or anything like that. And when you're done, this is all water soluble. So you stick this whole thing in a water bath, and all of the support material dissolves away, and you're left with your perfect model.
That's
so
great.
Wonderful.
This was also done the same way. So you can see in here, every place that you have space in here was actually support material. So it ends up exactly where it's supposed to be, precisely. So you actually have a working full tool when you're done.
So I have seen regular 3D printed wrenches, and they're always a little chunky, and
that one is
they
not.
Jitter, and I watched you do that, and it was smooth.
So easy.
Yeah, smooth, easy.
See, that's completely
different. And it's not
different.
Flat on any side.
Yeah,
completely round, because you're laying down the support material first. So that very tiny little minuscule edge right there will sit on top of the support material, and then all that support material comes away.
That's so cool.
No, you may not lick it. To see
I won't lick it, I promise. I'll try not to.
And then this, I actually need to go back and get more. I bet these are for you guys. So they're little keychains with the Suncoast Science and Faulhaber FAB LAB on it, and these were done on our laser etcher.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, so our laser etcher, basically anything that you can burn with a lighter, you can cut all the way through. So any material that you can burn with a lighter, so wood, paper, plastic, anything like that will vector cut, which means you can cut all the way through the material. And then on the flip side of that, anything that you can't do that with, you can still etch into that material. So this is great enough to be able to etch into actual paper, but at the same time can etch into metal and glass.
Wow.
And part of the really cool part, too, about this is, let's say you have some thick acrylic. When you design your 2D model, you can actually grayscale it. So everywhere that's darker will actually cut deeper. Everywhere that's lighter will cut more toward the surface. So you can actually design things that actually look like they're coming out of the acrylic in 3D.
Interesting.
It's kind of fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So we got all kinds of fun toys.
I was going to say, you guys sound like the place to go.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a drive from here, but, you know, it's worth it.
Well,
seems worth it.
For me, this is not me. I'm in Pinellas County. I just come down
right
19.
over the There you go. See, we're not that far from you.
Indeed.
So yeah,
definitely
we
have to come check that out sometime.
A couple of different levels of membership too. So we have everything from, if you want to commit to a year-long membership, you can do that. We've got month-long memberships, and we also have even punch cards and day passes.
Cool.
So say you want to come for a day and try it out, pay $10, come and use the machines for a day. Get
Very
a punch
cool.
card that you can use anytime. So you pay for a certain number of days all at once, which is nice. And then we also have once a quarter open houses, so everybody can come in and check it out for free.
Nice.
Our next one's next Saturday.
I need to plan a visit.
So yeah, come next Saturday.
We'll definitely have to.
Open house.
Cool.
Free for everybody, 10 to 4.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds
Tesla
good.
will even be next door doing test drives for their electric cars.
Well, there you go.
Because it's Earth Day themed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Well, we appreciate you coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
And let me share my toys with you.
Have a good rest of the show.
You too.
All right. So that was a cool collection of toys brought and machines in their possession. The detail on the
so
laser
fine.
etching is incredible. Because I mean, I've seen laser etching, and in fact, I have some laser etching that we got here last year from somebody who wasn't on the show, and it was not this fine grained. That's really incredible. I'm
still amazed by all the things you can do with like 3D printing. I'm still amazed by all the little things that will become so much bigger afterwards.